fuck was that?
Welcome to What the Fuck Did I Dream Last Night? I'm Jaynee.
I'm Jess. Guess how many takes it took to say that? Just kidding.
Guess what? It only took 2.
I know. Jaynee was full on mom mode. She had to censor WTF.
No. We are no longer swearing here.
No.
No.
That's good.
Anyways, that's all.
Good luck. Have fun editing.
No, I said, I was like, welcome to WTF. And I go, that's not what I do. It's not how I do it. I don't know. If you follow us on
she's
TikTok,
full on mom mode.
I do it on there because I feel like I can't be like that vulgar or I'll get like blocked.
That's probably wise.
Yeah. Guess what Hayne did today?
I got my hair did.
She finally went and saw her hairstylist, so maybe we won't have any more hairstylist dreams anymore.
I told her, I was like, well, because she was like, I pretty much have my full-on natural hair, and it's been almost 2 years since I've seen her. And I was like, yeah, I would do a dream podcast with my friend, and I was like, if Allie's listening to this, she's probably going to think I'm crazy because I keep dreaming about her. So I finally decided I need to call you to get my hair done. So I told her, I fessed up. I feel better now.
There you go.
Yeah.
We're recording on a Friday. It's weird. Normally I'm at work right now, stressed out as ever during a dinner rush. But here I am.
Yeah, why are you off?
I don't.
This is cool.
I'm working like Saturday and Sunday, so I guess I got Friday. I don't know. I don't know.
And I work tomorrow, so we're all thrown off.
I chose not to ask. I waited all day. I kept checking my phone, like, because normally when I'm off on a Friday, it's a mistake. And I kept looking. I was like, they're gonna text me. They didn't.
Yeah, and I'm usually off the weekends, but I work this weekend, so we're all kinds of screwy this week.
Sure are. Okay, so I have nothing to talk about. So let's just go into my dream.
Perfect. All right, guys. Well, we'll see you next week. Thanks for listening. So what you got?
We pull that joke now like every episode.
For different reasons, though, right?
I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
Last week, I was editing last week's episode, and I was like in a daze, like editing, and I like got to this point, and I was like, man, I don't know if I should just edit some stuff out. Like I just like full on daydreaming, and I like thought I deleted like the whole Coca-Cola thing out of it, and like then you brought up Coca-Cola. I was like, I don't think that's even in here. I think I made all of that up, so I had to like go back and re-listen to it. So I was like, oh, never mind, we're all good.
You're now sick of that episode.
I was really worried about it. I'm gonna cut all that out too, but I'm just editing out everything today.
So we have a good solid 2 minutes right now out of 8. 9. 9. All right, so, what you got? What's your dream?
So speaking of like being like censoring, I titled this dream "Haters Gonna Hate."
Oh, I like it.
So I'm taking us back. I'm gonna set the scene here. Taking us back to a good old school dream. I feel like it's been like 2 episodes since we talked about
Yeah. It's been a little while.
So this dream, I don't know. I'm not like, the reason I'm sharing this dream is that there's a lot of like cool different symbolisms or like symbols to talk about, or like symbols that I wanted to talk about. That's why I chose to share it.
Cool.
Okay, so specifically, we're at our West Henford Elementary School in this dream, but we're not in like elementary school. We are older. And I'm pregnant in my dream, which lately I've just been pregnant in all of my dreams. I don't like just I'm pregnant.
That's
like,
cool.
That's just what I am. Like just who I am now.
Yeah, that's interesting though.
Whatever. So, the one teacher needed helpers in her room, and there were 3 of us that were helpers, and we're all in there sweeping with brooms. But someone knocked into this beehive that was on the wall. And it was like a small beehive that was like enclosed in like some kind of like plastic thing, like almost like a bird housey or a bat house like looking thing that was like class.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
someone bumped into it and the bees got out. And I just go, yeah, I'm gonna go now. I'm not into bees. Like, see you later. So I I go to my next class, and this is like the cool teacher. Like, you know how there was always the cool teacher that everybody was like friends with or wanted to be friends with, you know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So, and I'm good
They
friends
were
with
usually like a little like young and like kind of
yes.
like the awkward age. I always think about that if I was a teacher because I still feel this way sometimes now. Like when I'm around teenagers and like with their parents, like at our pool, it's like I feel like I'm like right in the my age is between the two of them. So I
Uh-huh.
don't like who do I socialize with? Obviously like the adults, but when you're a teacher, like when you're I mean that's appropriate, you know. And
Yeah.
when you're like a teacher and you're like 21 or 22 years old and you're teaching like 17-year-olds, it's probably like
Well, I picture that
weird,
like our
like
like
awkward.
it's like our friends now that are teachers. Like, are they the cool
Right,
teacher? Like, what are they?
right, yeah. And then you had some, yeah. So there was always that like cool teacher.
And then you also had like the cool teachers that were like young, but then like the young teachers that like weren't cool. Like they were like the nerdy. Sounds so mean,
Or
but
like,
like
or what it is when you're like new in your career, you're like trying to earn respect and like convince others and yourself you can do it.
uh-huh.
So they're like super strict. So then maybe the sweet spot is like in your like 40s or like 50s. Maybe it's like 60s where you're just like ready to retire and you don't give a shit anymore.
Because then you still got like some of the cool teachers there. Like you're still like a cool. I don't
Right.
know. Like some, if you're gonna be a cool teacher, you're just meant to be a cool teacher, and you're gonna be a cool
Yeah, it
teacher.
doesn't matter your age. It
I,
doesn't
I
matter.
was
You're
like
just a
thinking
cool
back. I'm
teacher.
like, yeah. Well, this was a cool young teacher in
Okay.
my dream.
We don't discriminate. There's cool teachers of all ages, just to clarify. We have decided.
So, and I'm good friends with him apparently. But like, I
Do
also
you, do
got
you know who this person was in real life?
no.
Okay.
Like, it was a guy.
Okay.
Um, I'm good friends with him, and like, I kind of got vibes that like I was like his age too. Like, it was just kind of weird. Like, I don't know, like what age of school we were in. I don't know all
Okay.
of that details, but so, but clearly he was older and like respect my
Authoritative?
authority. What's that? What's that? What?
Authoritative? He was a dick.
No,
Well, he was cool. He was a cool.
he was not a dick. Very opposite.
He was a cool authoritative,
He was in authority. That's what like he had
an
authority over me.
authority figure. He had some.
Yes.
I got you.
Wow.
He had some
Wow.
sway.
He was
He
in.
had some sway with
He
some
was a teacher and
swagger.
I was a student.
There you go.
so, um, so I was friends with him, and a lot of kids didn't like that I was like that close to them, and there were
Hmm.
rumors going around that like he was the father of my baby.
Oh
Which like
snap!
in my dream, like this wasn't even a big deal. Like I was like, whatever. Like I literally just felt like
The rumors didn't bother you,
no, and it was just because like I had to be pregnant in my dream because I'm pregnant in real life. Like it was just
right?
like that's what is happening now. Like whatever.
Right.
So as I'm walking into this classroom, there's a storm outside with like heavy rain, thunder, lightning, all of that. And I'm just about to get to my desk and I get struck by lightning.
Oh
And it
my
knocks
god!
me to the ground and like, I'm stuck there. And
Wow.
it doesn't surprise anybody in class. Like everyone is just like, you would get struck by lightning. Like this would happen.
I
Like no
probably
one
would have laughed my ass off.
no one comes over to like check on me. Like other kids, like they thought that like I was kind of like faking it. Like that's the kind of vibes I got. And like so everyone just like and
These kids are a bunch of assholes.
I'm also unbothered by it. I'm like, yeah, I'll just get up when I can. Like and like in my dream I kept like trying to stand up, but like I couldn't. Like I was like
God, you're so like relaxed in your dream.
I know.
I'm jealous of Dream You.
I literally have this written down right here. I wish I had this attitude in school years because I
No
definitely did
fucks
not.
given.
Um, and the one kid that like looked at me that was like next to my desk is who I always dream about. Like he's
Hmm.
there. Like he's just always in the school setting.
Hmm.
Um, um. So yeah, I couldn't get up. Like no one. I just think it's funny. No one came to check on me. They're like, You're an asshole.
Was I in this dream? Like any of your friends? Like,
No. Uh-uh. Just that the one kid that passed away, that's who I like, that's the only face that I really like remember.
right. Mm-hmm.
So it's at the end of this class now, and I'm up and walking somehow. I don't recall how I got up. I don't recall like what happened.
Mm-hmm.
So like apparently just a pregnant lady gets struck by lightning and no one gives two
Nobody
fucks. So
cares.
apparently me as well. I just don't care either. I'm like, damn, it's all
You're like,
good.
we good.
So and all the other kids left the classroom, and the cool teacher's like, well, it's time for my Dr. Pepper. Do you want to go get it for me? And I'm like, fine, whatever, giving him like this like playful attitude. And I had to go back to the B room.
Oh God. I like
Because
how it's called the B room.
that's what I'm calling it now. Oh, okay. I had to go back to the B room because that teacher had like the mini fridge with the pop in it, like, which is also like probably another cool teacher. Like,
I say that sounds like a sweet teacher.
so I had to go get him his Dr. Pepper. So I get him his pop, and I'm like, okay, I'll see you later. Next class, I had this writing class, and I felt so lost in this
Wait,
class.
that guy's kind of an asshole. You just got struck by lightning, and he's making you go fetch his Dr. Pepper.
No one cared that I got struck by lightning.
Did you at least take your own Dr. Pepper?
I don't even recall the Dr. Pepper. I
This
just
guy's
know
an
that
asshole. You dream about soda a lot.
we're gonna talk about that. Don't worry. So I get to my next class. It's a writing class. Really lost in this class. Really confused. What the fuck's happening? It was like no idea. Maybe because I just got struck by lightning.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's fair. You probably fried your brain.
I don't know. So we're like prepping for this writing assignment, and we had to make a storyline. You remember like having to do those like story webs in school? Like you had to put like this circle, like
Yeah,
this topic, and then draw like little spider webs.
yeah.
So we were doing that, but we had this dial rod with strings connecting like papers to each layer of the story. Like it was this real like thought out like thing that we had to do.
Like a dowel rod, like a small little wooden pole type thing?
Yes.
Okay.
And then it had like papers hanging down off of it from
Mm-hmm.
string. It was just like they were really long, like real long,
Mm-hmm.
really detailed.
Okay.
So I'm like bullshitting through this, just getting it done, like I did with every like spider web too, just like writing random
Right.
shit down.
Yep.
So next thing you know, the teacher started having us get in front of the class and go over it. And I was like, well, fuck.
Ugh.
Like mine makes no sense
Hated that.
whatsoever. Like I thought this was just ideas. Like why am I going like telling people my ideas? Like this doesn't even
Right.
make sense. So the like I don't know. I never went in front of the class. I never like don't recall people like going over them or whatever. So the next
Mhm.
class class was ending and the teacher told us to take a laptop home to get our papers done for Monday. So do I go to grab like the first one and it wouldn't work?
Mhm.
Oh, and here there's somebody else in the stream that I recall. I'm gonna blur out all these names, but
Oh wow.
like
Okay.
I don't even know. No idea. No social medias with him at all. Like,
Haven't thought of that kid in
did we even
solid 20
graduate with
years.
him? I don't even know if he. Maybe because it was in elementary school.
Yeah, maybe. Whatever. Whatever. Like like whatever connections in your brain are kind of triggering this, and wherever these memories and are getting pulled from, he might be right up there.
Yeah.
I wonder if he did like a class project or a school project or something with him at one point, like in elementary school or something.
I have no idea.
Like with him and the other kid.
No clue. But I grab it, I grab it, and it wouldn't work. And he was like, "Oh, you broke it." And I'm like, "Shh, like I'll just take two and I'll fix it this weekend." Once again, super calm and cool, Jaynee. Like it's all good. No, like this is not who I am. I was like, I'll just take both of them. I'll fix it this weekend. He's like, you're gonna get in trouble, and I'm like, no, I'm not. Like it's fine. Like don't worry about it. Like just calm down. That's the only
God,
dream.
I envy you.
Why am I so cool, calm, and collective? That is
I
not me.
know. This I mean, I'd say you're pretty cool, but I wouldn't consider us exactly like chill type B.
Not in school. Not in school. I will never.
Right.
Okay, like this just triggered an elementary school memory as I was going over this right now. Do you
Mm-hmm.
remember when we had to make like we were making paper one time? Um,
Yes.
like and
Yeah.
I had Mr. Kodak. What was his name? Not Mr. Kodak. He,
Coic.
yes, he wore the wolf shirts. He was
Yeah,
kind of a
making
cool
paper
teacher.
was such a yeah, wasn't there like a dress code though as in work? Like I'm just thinking like I'm a teacher, I'm like rolling up to work and this guy's like, I'm wearing wolf t-shirts. Fuck
Because he
it.
was older. He was an older, cool teacher. Didn't matter. Didn't matter. Okay.
Man,
He was a cool. Like I liked him. I also thought it was really cool because he was like the
he was a
first
really good
guy
teacher. He was a
teacher.
good guy.
He was the first guy teacher I had.
Huh.
So I
Yeah,
was
he was a cool dude. I was always actually pretty jealous because I didn't have him for anything, and everybody always talked about how cool he was.
um,
But
but
I
I
had
like
him for like something, like briefly, like a club or something.
yeah. I got yelled at by him because I did
Mm.
something stupid because we were making the paper and I put my paper strainer the wrong way and he kept like telling us he's like make sure you put the strainer this way so it's easy to get your paper off. But I had it the other way and I walked up to him to his desk with my like dripping wet paper and I was like I did it wrong. And he was like so you're going to bring it up to me like dripping wet all over the floor and all over this and I was like okay and I just went back and he never helped me. I definitely got my paper out somehow.
Also, why the hell were we making fucking
All we
paper?
were doing was taking wet toilet paper and like sifting it.
What a stupid ass project. I'm sorry. I remember that. That was
I
messy and that was
think
stupid.
I don't know, but I did. I fucked it up. I
It
fucked
was
it.
messy, it was stupid, and here we are. People barely use paper. Fucking stupid. So
Hey, isn't that what it was? Didn't we just wet toilet paper and then dry it?
I just remember I remember it was incredibly messy and stupid.
He clearly probably thought it was too, and that's why he yelled at me. He goes, "Great, I have these stupid ass students. I can't even remember which way to hold
But
their
one
damn
teacher
strainer."
pitched it because I did it too, and I had a different teacher. So I guess I bet my teacher like pitched the idea and it was like, well, fuck, this isn't the curriculum now. I gotta do it
It was
too.
probably all of fifth grade that had to do it.
What wise guy was like, let's show how to make paper. Actually, I mean, it's a pretty cool project in theory. It's like we made ice cream one year in chemistry.
Wait, I want to know what did we really? Why you never answered me?
But
Is that what we did? Was just wet toilet paper and then
I
just
don't remember
stick it
that
out?
part. I don't remember. I just remember it was really stupid
I
and
remember the
messy.
like strainer things that we used.
Yeah,
Well,
it
I
was a pain
don't
in the ass.
because I did it upside
Good
down.
job. You're getting me like really worked up about this. I would love for me now to like redo school because I'm like teetering like with the idea I told you about going to get my MBA, going to get a master's degree.
Yeah.
And I just like cannot commit to it right now because I don't have like the patience and the commitment for like bullshit projects anymore. Like I hate things that like are like illogical and don't have any like practical use or sense or action
Hmm.
unless it's like enjoyable, like a hobby or something. But like when it's my choice. So right now, I would if I had to like redo school, I'm wondering because I was like such a zealous student. I'm wondering how
You would probably be like me and just get like your B's and A's here and there. You don't really study, but you do fine.
I would just
You're
be like,
not in
this is
like you're not going to be in like a HEPR.
stupid.
You're not going to be in your AP classes. You're just going to do it.
Yeah, like I was so grateful for like I was in this enrichment program and I think it taught me a lot of cool stuff, but like I think at one point we had to make like a God, what we have to make? Catapult. We had to make a homemade catapult in elementary school.
I don't know. I did not do that.
No, it was in HEP.
I know.
It was
I'm
like
just saying
an
I did not
but
have.
now but looking but what was I think probably like teach us like physics and stuff. But I mean I was in like fourth grade. You know my dad made my catapult.
I mean, that's just like what in like middle school you make those mousetrap cars. My dad 100% made my
Yeah, my
mousetrap
papa made
cars.
mine.
I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Like basically, they're like, "Here, take this home and either bond with a
Right.
parent or fight with a parent."
Like what would have been cool was that they like taught me like the skills and like the physics to like make that mousetrap car. Instead they're just like, here, hope you pass. Like,
And I
God, now you got
decorated
me all
mine
worked up.
like Pittsburgh Pirates, and my dad was like, "You should send a picture of this to the Pirates. Maybe they'll give you free tickets because they suck." And you're like their only fan.
No, yours is a cool car.
Um,
All right, tell me about your symbols, because I'm literally going to talk for another hour about all
wow.
this stupid bullshit I had to do.
Okay, so okay, sorry. I said before, just brought this up because of these fun symbols. Sorry, it took us back to school. I've been really trying to stay away from some school dreams and like.
I'm having like flashbacks. Apparently, this is the trigger. You gotta put trigger warnings on this crap.
If you went to
Okay,
West
not
Tentville,
crap. I just called your dream crap. It's not crap, but I'm
and
like very emotional right now, and I'm really struggling with like I'm just questioning my entire youth. So thank
wow,
you, Jaynee.
because I brought up a paper project. That's what started it. That wasn't even my dream.
I told you I need to talk to a therapist. I
Okay.
gotta get a lot out. I got a lot of things going on in my head.
So, as you brought up earlier about my soda, but you said soda and it's pop.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing it wrong.
Sorry,
Um,
I'm just a translator for the non-Yinzers, people from Pittsburgh.
well, they can just get on. You know what? No. You're gonna get me fired up now because I hate that because I just talked about this. I'm getting fired up now. I just talked about this at work yesterday. How it's pop, not soda, and I was like, and then when I was in Memphis, it's Coke. And Bill's like, well, what if you don't want a Coke? I go, they ask you what kind of
Exactly.
Coke that you want.
Yeah, that's stupid.
I was like, because I lived in Pittsburgh, and then I said I moved to Wilkes-Barre where it was soda, and then I
Mm-hmm.
moved to Memphis where it was Coke. I
Mm-hmm.
made my way back to Popland.
There
Anyways,
you
and now I'm dreaming about it.
go.
Okay, so in general, dreaming about pop means that you have it easy.
Mm-hmm.
It can also mean you don't realize how easy you have it and you're taking it for granted.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I also read, I didn't write this down for some reason, but um, you might be in like those easy times and stuff now, but like because of like the fizz in pop, like if you're dreaming of it, like the carbonation, like the fizziness of it, and since that disappears quickly, like this isn't gonna last long. Like you're taking it way too for granted. Like you're on
Mm-hmm.
easy street, but
Right.
it's gonna fizzle out. Like it's
Right.
not gonna be like this. So I just thought that was interesting, yeah, because I'm not like a huge pop drinker. I am more now because I'm pregnant, so I drink a pop
Yeah.
instead of like a glass of wine or something. But
Right.
then the next thing that I want to talk about was bees. So bees are a symbol of good luck and happiness. Um,
Hmm.
they mean good improvements could be coming to your life. Bees are very organized, so it could be a sign that you need to organize an aspect of your life.
Mm-hmm.
People often dream about bees when celebrations are coming up, and that they'll be enjoying joyful moments with family or friends. Well,
Mm-hmm.
flying bees are usually a bad sign that you'll be facing some sort of struggle in the future.
Mm-hmm.
If you see an empty hive, it means a loss or misfortune. As if you see a full hive, it means wealth and success. Also, if
Okay.
you see honey inside the hive, it also means like success or wealthiness.
Okay.
Which I can see all of that because bees are important. Like
Right.
that makes sense to me.
Right.
So then I was going to go into some lightning things here. So if
Yeah,
you're,
I'm excited for this one.
of course you were, you knew I was going to go here. I
Yeah.
just can't get over
I've
like,
never been struck by lightning in a dream, and it's actually really funny because I just tell this. This is kind of funny, real quick. It was thundering and lightning today when I was getting my hair done, and this lady walked out of the hair salon. It literally just started like thundering, lightning, like the sky looked like death,
yeah,
and she has foils all along the top of her hair, and she decides she needs to, while her color's sitting, she goes to McDonald's. And I wanted to be like, number one, honey,
I had a dream
I've
about this.
I've
It doesn't work
I've
out
played
well.
this dream out. Yeah, it don't work well. Don't leave the salon with foils in your hair. I thought that was a silly concept in my dream, but apparently people do
I
it.
can't,
Number one.
no, like I worked in a salon as an assistant. Like none of those stylists would have let them leave. They'd be like, no, because you're going to compromise. No.
She's like a pretty, I think like high figure and like high priority client. One of those people you just like don't say no
You
to,
can't say no
apparently.
to. Yeah.
Um, So, but she walks out, and my stylist is like, She's like, you go out there with that lightning and them foils, honey. So she came back. So I saw her return. Everything was okay.
I also just remembered this could have been why I dreamt this lightning dream. I was at Mammoth Park recently. I don't know, I go there a lot. And 2 years ago, there were those two kids, like young kids, that got struck by lightning. They were out on
Oh
like the
gosh.
peninsula and they died.
Wow.
Like they were like 18 and 19, like they were young.
Yeah, I mean it happens. Yeah.
And it was, I would remember this day too, because I like remember I was going to work the day that it happened, and the storm like came in so quickly, like it,
Mhm.
like, and I've never walked out on that peninsula, but the other day I did, and I saw like their little like
Oh man.
memorial things. So I have
Mhm.
like why I dreamt this.
That might
And
be
in my dream, like when I got struck by lightning, I definitely felt it, but it wasn't like it hurt. It just felt very weird, and I was just couldn't get up. Like it almost
Mhm.
felt like to describe it, maybe like I was on the ground, like when you're drunk and you can't get up. Like
Like a turtle, like on their back.
yeah. Ironically, that same day I saw a turtle at Mammoth Park. All right, so let's talk about
Oh.
lightning. So if you're struck by lightning in your dream, you will gain inspiration in your waking life. If there is a problem that you're trying to solve, then possibly in the near future you will come up with a solution for that problem. If someone else gets struck by lightning and killed and you see them, yeah, like you
Mhm.
see that happening,
Mhm.
someone you are close to you might be having difficulties, like in your relationship with them, or there's somebody that you are close to that is blaming you for their struggles in life.
Mhm.
If lightning strikes a household and it causes damage, it's a bad omen to that household, or the that family that lives in that house. Like they're gonna have
Mhm.
struggles and everything coming up.
Mm.
So seeing lightning in your dream can also be a sign of love coming. So if you're single, something new could be coming towards you. You might, start a new relationship or something. If
Yeah.
you were in a relationship and you see lightning, just might mean that you need to spark up your relationship, switch something up, you know.
Mhm.
Um, when I was writing that one, I was like, I shouldn't put that in there. It's like people probably think that my relationship is like fucking shit because I always bring up the relationship aspect symbols, but I just like
Well,
to cover all the bases of it. Things.
yeah. Yeah.
I was just laughing about that though when I wrote that. I'm like, oh, da 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 da. Janie's marriage is shit.
They're like, did you hear about their relationship? And they
Not
got a
nobody
baby
told
on the
us.
way. Uh-oh.
She's dreaming about lightning. She's got that. I just talked about that other dream like a couple episodes ago.
Oh
My
yeah.
last school one. All right. Anyways, so okay, if lightning lights up an object around you, you or someone close to you will discover something new that'll benefit mankind.
Okay.
I had to put that one in there because I knew you wouldn't like that one.
Yeah, I'm really biting my tongue through all of this.
I know.
We've covered it can be a positive omen for people in your household, but it can also mean your relationships in trouble and
It depends how the lightning, like, you
the
have to, like,
context.
yes.
But yeah.
You have to go about that, like, where,
Yeah, so I turned down the cynic in me for that reason.
yeah. And that's why I like to talk about all, like, the different reasons because it just
Right.
depends. Um, yeah. Okay, so if I like this one, if it lights up a person in your dream, and when I picture this like lights up thing, like I picture like when you have a storm at nighttime and like the
Mhm.
lightning flashes and it makes you can like see something in the room. So that's
Mhm.
how I picture like what they mean by explaining like lighting up something.
Okay.
So if it lights up a person, that means that that person might be a victim of gossip behind their back, which I thought was
Mhm.
just super interesting because I got struck by lightning, which I know it's not the same as like lighting it up. Um, or getting like being able to see somebody in it, but in my
Right.
dream they were talking like people thought like the teacher was the father of my baby and all that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So, um, oh yeah, and then one more thing that I added in here: if you see thunder and lightning together, um, you might need to readdress some of the priorities in your life. Which
Okay.
I could see because I feel like storms can be viewed as a struggle.
Yeah, and I think lightning's one of those things too throughout time in different cultures. It's holds a lot of symbolism in general, so I think it's really important based on the context.
Yeah.
Like water, like we've talked about snow, storms, just
Uh-huh.
through time and cultures, like that's something that's just been
Yeah, and that's
holds a
why.
lot of different meaning and significance.
Mhm. And that's why I do try to cover like all kinds of different ones. Like even though that might not like half of those might not make any sense compared to my dream, but it might make sense to somebody else's dream.
Hmm. Well, good. Well, thanks for sharing. That was I did like how the symbols like related to each other too in those dreams. And
Hmm.
I think it's interesting too that you're pregnant in most of your dreams now.
Yeah, it's just like a thing. Like I had another dream that I recorded the other day, and it was like someone offered me a drink, and I was like, okay, and I was like, oh, I can't take this. Like I'm pregnant. Like it's not like a big
Hmm.
deal. It's just like in dreamland now, I'm also pregnant. Just
Yeah.
a thing.
Where do you remember that with your first pregnancy?
No, most of my dreams then were just like they were terrible, like night terrors. Like I just
Yeah,
had terrible dreams.
right. Oh, I'm glad it's lightened up a little bit, I hope.
Yeah, now I just like try to have alcohol. And I'm like, I can't drink this.
Yeah, you've matured even in dream world.
Pregnant.
Super mom.
Very calm in dream world. Apparently,
Well, good. All right. Well, I have to confess, I retitled my dream, um,
my dream
earlier
title
today.
it sucked very much. I couldn't think of anything, and I'm like, haters gonna hate. Let's go.
I know I like that dream title. Mine's called Marble Madness. I used a little alliteration there.
All right.
Um, my dream starts off. I think I'm living in Oakland in Pittsburgh, which is where um, I lived throughout college, and this has been the setting in a lot of my dreams, it seems like lately.
Hmm.
And I'm always like on this hill. And there was another dream I was going to talk about, I think last week, but I ended up changing it. And this dream also took place on a similar hill in what was Oakland.
Okay.
So on this hill, and Pittsburgh is very hilly for
Yeah.
those who've never been there. There's a lot of hills. So
Hills, bridges, and water.
yes, and I lived on a pretty steep hill. In my when my husband and I lived together before we moved and left Pittsburgh. So there were different houses and people kind of living up along this hill. And the dream started off with I was with my husband, um, but then I was with my brother. So I don't know what happened to Camden, but
I
so at
like that
one
part about dreams. Like it's just like
people just like go away. There's like boop gone.
yeah, and then like it just like switches. Like you're not even facing your dream. You're like, okay, hey, what's up? Like, oh, you know, cool, let's do this. Always, always.
People just like teleport in and out of life.
Yeah,
Um,
like okay, I don't want to be
like
here. This is boring.
bye.
Make someone else.
So I'm like walking like up and down this hill a lot, like it's nothing. And it's a very busy time. It seems like I get the vibe it's like a beautiful day and a lot of people are just like outside walking, and
Hmm.
there's at one point there's a couple like parents walking up the sidewalk with their daughter who appears to be maybe like 7 or 10, maybe 10 years old or so. I don't know these people in real life. Like I don't recognize their faces. And they're very friendly towards me. I like as if I know them or like a friendly neighborly face. So I'm like, hello, hello, blah, blah, blah. Keep walking. And then to my left, I noticed there's this marble, like a little ball marble.
Marble,
Uh,
marble.
uh-huh. Am I saying that weird?
Nope, no, I just can't hear. I thought we were Marvel, like the Marvel movies. Like I thought we
Okay.
were
Or like
going
Marlboro, Burrow, like smokes.
no, like Marvel, like
Oh, I got
Marvel.
you.
Like I was
Nope.
going like I was really wrong.
Superhero.
Yeah,
Nope.
sure.
So it's like a ball, like a marble ball,
I
like a
understand now.
children's toy, which is a choking hazard, so that should not be a children's toy. But so there is a marble ball, like tunnel almost, And there's like a children's game of this called like Marble Run, I think, where it's basically like you can connect little tunnels that are almost like roadways that kind of like zigzag up and down for the marble to kind of travel through.
Okay.
Can you envision what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah.
Okay. So like you drop the marble in at the top in the tunnel, and then like the tunnel kind of goes downwards and zigzags till it eventually like drops down at the bottom towards the ground. Um and if people cannot picture what I'm talking about, and then just Google Marble Run, and it's like a toy, you can kind of see it. So there it was a very big large version of that, running like zigzagging like very intricately between like different like houses.
Oh, that sounds so much
And
fun.
yeah, and it was like just like it was almost like recurrent and continuous. So like somebody like kept dropping the balls, and it was just like I almost picture it like something, like I said, I got the vibe it was like a busy street, like a really nice day. And if you're walking like downtown, people like what you'd see at like outside a toy store, then there's like, vendors on the street and just kind of like activities like going on all around you.
Yeah.
So that's almost like the vibe I got. Like it was like somebody was doing it to like entertain people. Um,
They want money.
yeah, right, of course, yes. Money for things you did not ask, yes. We go on a rant
They
about
got
this last episode
they
if
got
you did
that
not
tip
listen.
jar out.
So, well, I realized this game looked really familiar, like something I played with as a child at my Bubba and Papap's house. Um, and the couple that I talked about before actually came up to me when they noticed that I was looking at this marble tunnel, and they introduced themselves, and they said that they knew my family growing up and they knew my grandparents really well. And that this marble set was the same set that was at my Bubba and Papap's house. And I was like, I felt so like overwhelmed with joy in my dream, like, and like the excitement that a child feels like in their dream. So then my brother was with me at the time, and we're talking to this family, and they introduced me to their little girl. And then I started the dream out as an adult, but then it was like I was like a kid again, like a little girl. And I think that's why like my brother was with me instead of
Okay.
my husband. And the family was like, well, and the little, what are you guys doing? Like, we should, the girls should go on a play date. We should hang out. Like, we should be friends, just like really like into me. I mean, frankly. And I was like, I mean, pull your shots, guys. But my brother's like, well, I can't go with her today. My friend has to help me. I have to help my friend move. And in my dream, my brother was like, he said something along the lines of like, I can't believe I have to help you move, man. Like that's like very suburban, like kind of like it's very like adulty, or like you're like, what do you mean you're moving? Like he just kind of wanted to be like carefree, I guess. And but then his friend was like, dude, like I just helped you move last week because my brother like recently moved. So he was like, oh shit, that's right. He's like, all right, I gotta go. Like you guys have fun. So he
Like,
helped
I
his
can like
friend.
see your brother saying something like that in real life, like just being like just joking around, like being like
Yeah,
a like not an
yeah, and
asshole,
I
but
forget
like
what friend it was in the dream. It was like some like it was either like Lazar or like QB, or well, like one of his good buddies, like
yeah.
called him like childhood or younger friends. But I just couldn't remember who it was, and I was rethinking this dream. So my brother's like, okay, I need to go help. So I was like, okay, bye. So then the parents were still there, and they were like, okay, so you girls should go play, like where should we go? But then I had this realization that I didn't really know these people, and I felt like they were trying to like groom me or something, and I got just like really bad vibes, like they were like maybe going to kidnap me or like try to make me like part of their family and take me away forever. And then I
Uh-huh.
woke up.
Oh.
So
Oh man, I was really wait, no. No, 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 no. You can't be done. I was really invested there and I was ready.
So I know. I feel like this happens in
No.
my dreams a lot
I
where I
would
get
like
like
you to rewind, act like that wasn't the end of your dream, and let me know if these
okay,
people were good
coming up.
people or bad people.
I feel like this happens to me a lot. It's like I get bad vibes about something, and it invokes an emotional response, which makes me wake up or like switch gears in my brain.
So I need you to change that, and I need you to finish these stories.
Again, hopefully something therapist can help me with. I hope my future therapist does not listen to this because she's gonna be like, shoot, I gotta double charge this girl. We got a lot to work out. But
Man, I feel like I was just
so
getting good.
right? So
Sorry. I feel
I
like I
kind of
really just
looking
put
at
your dream down, and I didn't mean to do that, but I was just
no, but
really
I kind of like it's like I want to know what the next adventure
I
was
was
going to be,
ready.
right?
Ready.
So
Where were you going? What were you gonna do?
yeah, I don't know. Like, and did my brother help his friend? What happened with the marbles? Who's
Did
setting the
you make
marbles off?
arrangements to like get
Did was
hooked up?
somebody? I don't know. I don't know. Where'd my husband go?
Why am I younger now?
So I think overall, I did look up just one kind of interpretation of the marble, and I'll go into that. But overall, my impression from this dream um, kind of signified like a desire for simpler times and childhood innocence. Um, and I felt like the ending kind of reflected kind of the loss of innocence that we feel as adults
Uh-huh.
after you kind of live life and you go through, you grow up in the world and face different like hardships and, they're challenging and difficult. And sometimes you see kind of the darker, scary
Yeah.
sides of the world we live in. And it kind of slowly chips away at that childhood excitement and joy. We kind of have to work to preserve that. So
It's got
that's kind
real
of the
sad.
general.
Real sad.
What's that?
So that just got real sad.
I know, but I
I
mean,
mean, no,
that's kind
it's the
of,
truth. Like but it
I
just
was just kind of thinking, big picture.
that's how I
And I started out
definitely
as an adult and then I like was a child in the dream. And then, so I looked up kind of the one thing that stuck with me as far as interpretation were the marbles.
uh-huh.
So I looked up, the interpretation for a marble, and anti-flow was the only real kind of good one I could find.
Hmm.
And this interpretation was more for like like toy like balls in a dream, and then it specifies like a marble. Because a lot of interpretations focus more so on like marble, like as a stone, or
Yeah.
like them as a material rather than a toy.
Yes.
So Um, it said marbles can be associated with possible goals in life, but as a children's game, they can symbolize. Sorry, I had this. Okay. So marbles as a toy can symbolize that you're thinking about childhood times in life. And there's actually a psychiatrist, Carl, I might um, Carl Jung, Jung.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how to pronounce that. Um, he kind of defined it as a symbol that marble itself might be connected to our subconscious efforts to conclude objectives in life, which I think that means to basically try to complete something or achieve goals.
Okay.
So that's kind of consistent with, um, I think being torn between hanging on to that childhood innocence and the enjoyment of simpler times versus having to grow up and be an adult. And I think, like I said, a lot of my dreams lately are taking place in where I went to college and where I kind of first started out living life after college with my husband. And where we just kind of had a lot of fun. We just were starting out in our jobs. You're just kind of enjoying life outside of school for the
Yeah.
first time. And I think to me that symbolizes simpler times. And
I
I've been dreaming
definitely
about that a lot.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Yeah,
I think
so
that it's definitely something that like cuz I randomly will talk about this to Trevor. I'm like, "Remember when we just used to live in our apartment and we would just like sit on the patio and drink
mhm.
beer?" Like
Yeah, and I think it's that's just life, right? So then I think about what you said, how good times in your life can feel, you have to be reminded they're often like short.
Uh-huh.
and kind of transient, like things can change. And hopefully it's not, but just how stages in our life can change and
Yeah.
evolve so quickly. And I think it just kind of, in a way, reminds me to cherish, because I'm such a person that I'm always thinking about what's the next step, and oh, I wish for this, or why didn't I do this, or maybe I should do this, instead of just kind of being
Mm-hmm.
and enjoying. And it's like, when you're on your porch, and same for us, in your tiny apartment, like, you can't wait till you have a house, right? You can't wait till
Oh
you,
yeah.
and then when you're in that stage now, you're thinking like, man, do you remember when we just had that little small 1 bedroom, and,
I called my
you could
apartment the
walk
hallway.
wherever you wanted? Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
because then you just had each other's attention more, because life is just simpler. So, and I feel like that's very much uh, life is just very busy, and
Yeah.
you have to make time.
And like on that topic, like since you said you were dreaming about that, like the past more. Like, oh, not the
Mhm.
past, but yeah, I guess that is the past.
Mhm.
But I've been dreaming like I'm on the other spectrum of it, and like
Mhm.
keep dreaming about houses and like different. Like I
Mhm.
know I brought it up a
Right.
couple times, and I'll be bringing it up
Yep.
again in like future episodes. But like moving, because like I'm like ready to move, and I'm like, no, you're not. One, you're not. Like just stop. You're
Right.
not. Two,
Right.
it's going to be the same thing. Remember our little house that we started
Yeah.
out? And there was like, how did we have all four of us in that house? Like, I know how that's going to
Yeah.
be. Like, how are we all in there with two dogs and a cat? And,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Just enjoying it. So
Which I
that's our
think is
that's
just
our message for this week.
human nature that like it always is going to happen, but you can't let it over like take you. Like, you got to make sure, like,
Right. Yep.
which is hard.
So that's your mental check-in for the week.
There you go.
Everybody enjoy your life. Try
Yes.
to enjoy your life, and if you're not, try to figure out why not and work through that if you can.
There you go.
But yeah,
All
that's
right.
it for this week on my end.
Thank y'all for listening. Y'all. Y'all come back now next week here for another episode of WTF Did I Dream Last Night?
That was good. All right.
Don't forget to follow us on our social medias. Keep up to date with us. Send us your personal dreams to WTF Did I Dream Last Night at gmail.com. Give us a review on Apple Podcasts. It really helps us out. Or follow us and join us on Patreon for some bonus content.
Woo. Well, thank you guys for listening, and yeah, definitely check that out. Jaynee works really hard at keeping up and um, doing what I do not have the mental capacity to do on social media. But she does a great job, so make sure you check that out. And thank you for listening. And until next time, happy dreaming, everyone.